So what's going on, guys? I'm Black Ops Amazing. Welcome back to another video on the channel where we have probably the best news I've heard in a long time for zombies, considering we have nothing new going on right now. Everything that is interesting to do with this mode is usually to do with the older stuff, and one of the major complaints that the community has had for years now, since BO3 finished, since that game came to the end of its life cycle, was that it was unplayable. It became a big complaint, and I would say was made very well known over the past year. But I would say since Black Ops 3 stopped getting new content around the year 2017, I think, there have been complaint after complaint, day after day, that this game just isn't playable anymore. Whether it's the multiplayer side or the zombie side, it's hacked to death. This is a problem on all platforms, consoles, Xbox, PlayStation, but mainly PC, which of course is a shame, but especially for this game, if you play zombies, it's considered to be the best zombies mode ever. BO3 is one of the only COD games we have from Treyarch that gave us custom zombies besides from World at War. World at War custom zombies is totally ruined, so to have BO3 totally ruined as well was such a shame because, well, basically you've got a game there that you can't play. Unless you wanted your details stolen or risk getting kicked from the game, having your DLC corrupted. Yeah, Black Ops 3 Zombies and BO3 as a whole was unplayable because of hackers. I and a lot of people made videos on this. I made one about 5 or 6 months ago, I think. It was just a little message to Treyarch saying, Luke, perhaps you could do something about this. My hopes weren't very high because, well, they didn't do anything about these hacks back in 2019 when they were pretty well known. They didn't fix them in 2020 or 2021, so why would they do anything about it in 2023? Maybe it just wasn't worth their time. The amount of employees, time and money, because it would cost money, it would take to fix Black Ops 3. Maybe for those reasons, Activision just wouldn't greenlight fixing this game because it wasn't worth it. If we look at the player base, right now at the time of me recording, there are 2,200 players playing BO3 altogether, which isn't too bad to be honest, considering this is an 8-year-old game and its 24-hour peak is about 6,000. But would that amount of players, would the amount of money that Black Ops 3 is still bringing in warrant Activision allowing Treyarch to fix the game? I don't know how much money they could still be earning off BO3 through microtransactions and DLC, people paying for liquid divinium or loot boxes back when that was a thing, or people just still buying the game. But for years it seemed like it just wasn't worth the time and money it would cost them to fix it. So we all just thought, okay, that must be it then. That's the end of Black Ops 3. It's never getting fixed. It's unplayable. But, well, yesterday some news came out that it looks like it might finally be getting fixed. Neil Wood, who is a spokesperson for both Activision and Treyarch, made a statement where he said, "We are committed and continuing to support this title 8 years following its original release. We are aware of technical issues on this game and are scheduled to deploy an update this week. We thank our community for their continued support." So, as you would imagine, everyone after seeing this was ecstatic, thinking, well, okay, BO3 is finally getting fixed, and it looks like that is the case. The only one thing I would say is they don't specifically say what they're fixing. They don't mention anywhere in here that they're fixing exploits, for example. They just say they're aware of technical issues on the Steam version of the game, and they're due to deploy an update to fix this. So they really could mean anything by that, but you would assume, and they will know of the exploits, they will know of the hacks and the fact that it's unplayable. If they're deploying an update to fix technical issues on the Steam version, if this update didn't include fixing the exploits, well, what would be the point? Because the game's still going to be unplayable. So you would imagine this does include fixing everything, making the game playable again. Otherwise, just in my opinion, there'd really be no point of updating it. So although they don't specifically say they're fixing the exploits, I would think they are. If this is your first time hearing about it and you're wondering, well, what specifically was wrong with Black Ops 3? If you played online on this game, hackers could join your lobby, they could kick you from the game, they could delete your DLC, reload the map, crash the server. Some of this stuff they could only do to you on PC. Some of it could also happen to you on console. Just imagine playing BO3 to get to high rounds, you get up to round 100, which is a big achievement, and then suddenly a hacker kicks you from the game. If you're going for high rounds, that's not something you want to risk. Let's say you're playing one of the DLC maps and suddenly a hacker corrupts your DLC and it's not playable anymore. Or the worst of the bunch in my opinion, they steal your details that you use for paying for DLC and personal information like your name and your email address. It just wasn't worth playing, and if you didn't have BO3, it also wasn't worth buying either. Maybe that's also one of the other reasons why they've decided to fix it. If they do fix this game, then maybe more people will buy BO3. If the player base is 6,000 people at its peak right now, imagine what it's going to be when it's playable again. Its all-time peak was 63,000, that was 7 years ago, so 10,000, maybe that's a bit too much. But of course the biggest thumbs up here is for the custom zombies community, because that's what's so unique about it. Like I mentioned earlier, we only have World at War zombies that has custom zombies. In custom zombies, whilst we are in this dead period with nothing from Treyarch officially, there are so many maps that people have already made for people to play, and there are still loads getting made. It was just unfortunate because you really couldn't play them, and that's how it was for years, unless you wanted to risk it. Anthony, who I believe makes custom maps himself, he said about this, "It's good that Treyarch is acknowledging the issues. However, barring Treyarch's contacting memo with the list of issues, the update will likely not fix everything we have fixed, and we will be left bridging the gap, except now we have to update all of our offsets and signatures." I don't know too much about this world, but I think he and someone else actually did the work that Treyarch should have been doing over the past 7 or 8 years. These guys put in the work to try their best to fix BO3 and make it playable for people, even though they aren't Treyarch devs. And like I said, I'm not in this world, but I'm pretty sure he was successful. So what he's saying here is that he's not too sure that Treyarch's update will fix absolutely everything like what he's been able to do, and now with Treyarch's update, he's also going to have to update all of his offsets and signatures. So we'll see how it goes. They said they're doing the update this week. Will it fix Black Ops 3 fully? Will it just fix some issues? The statement from them doesn't even specifically mention what they're fixing, although you would think it includes the exploits, but it's also going to be interesting to see if they do fix that portion at all, or maybe there's another technical issue that they're talking about. I doubt it. But yeah, it looks like Black Ops 3 is finally getting fixed, and it might be playable again. Custom zombies could be back. And this comes in the same week that Treyarch also put out an update for Black Ops 4 on PC. They put out this tweet a couple of weeks ago, where they said BO4 on the PC is currently experiencing technical issues and may appear offline. We are working to rectify the issue and appreciate your patience. And then they gave an update where they said these technical issues relating to matchmaking and online have now been fixed. And when this update was put out, a load of people were complaining that the game was actually unplayable, that you get a blue screen. There are also security issues with BO4, playing the multiplayer side of that game, and zombies. There are hackers in this game as well, just not as bad as BO3 was. One of the major problems that people had was the black market crashing. As soon as you went in and you wanted to buy anything, you couldn't, which for me, is that really too bad of an issue? But you would think something as big as the black market, which is going to be bringing in the majority of the money they're earning from BO4, that's something they'd fix straight away but didn't, which is a little bit weird. Whether they fixed that or not, I don't know. I haven't been staying up to date with this stuff on BO4, but that was also a big issue. So yeah, it looks like they're updating some of their older games. First it was BO4, and now Black Ops 3. Of course, there are still many problems with BO2. Black Ops 1 BO2 is very unplayable, by the way, but Black Ops 1, World at War, like I mentioned earlier, especially because of custom zombies. Sometimes it's not worth fixing them, but I think with Black Ops 3 especially, it is because the custom zombies side of this game makes it so unique. And where zombies is right now not getting anything new from Treyarch themselves, it's definitely worth fixing. It's been an issue for a very long time. It should have been fixed a very long time ago. It wasn't, but now perhaps it might be. So there we go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. As always, hopefully you've enjoyed the video today. If you have, drop a like rating. Has this affected you? Do you play BO3 zombies on PC? Thank you all for watching the video today, and of course I will see you in the next video. Until then, goodbye.